I like that we sat down, and my notes are like taped right there behind you, so I can like do like the Saturday Night Live cue card thing and constantly look over to cards
and
during
then laugh like Jimmy Fallon or Christopher Walken.
You glanced over and went, I don't know what this is, but oh god, I see Dean Cain on the notes.
I like, too, that we have to do this forced perspective thing.
Yeah.
Where, because of the height difference between us, I have to sit, like... It looks like we're right next to each other, but I'm actually 8 feet back.
You've predicted the movie
I'm actually...
poster for this.
What I'm staring at is not you.
You and I both had awful Tuesdays in what we had to watch.
We did.
I saw you, when I was watching this movie, I saw you on Facebook talking about The Lion King, the live action
I think I just posted a picture of it and just said, I fucking hate this movie, with a period after every word.
And this was the day that I was watching this movie, going, I don't know why the title of this movie is Brad Ruins Rob's Day. This killed my day. This is the 4th thing that we've done this time. I kind of liked Atomic Apocalypse.
At least you get to suffer now.
Oh, this was rough. This is, of the 4, this was the worst. This was way the worst one to sit through. And I only picked it. It was a choice between this and this little Gremlin movie that just came out. The only reason I picked this one is this one was only like 75 minutes. And I regret it every single minute.
The rebatch.
Oh, it was like 4 kids in it with this little gnome type thing voiced by Michael Caine, but it was almost 2 hours long.
Let's see if this is going to be worse than The Lion King, because that's my new low bar. It should not my new low bar. I saw it last year on the big screen, and we got to review it now. And I
didn't like The Lion King.
I hate that movie so much.
This was worse.
Oh God!
It's shorter. I'll say that it's a shorter film.
Coming soon, a Be Your Own Hollywood film. Andy the Talking Hedgehog.
Make sure you excuse me, announcer guy. You know, I think I could handle this.
That producer guy says that he really needs the money.
Andy the Talking Hedgehog.
Okay. You know what?
Tara Reid and Dean Cain.
I do want to say, I do agree with the nerddom that, yes, the first Sonic trailer really needed some work. I mean, this is terrible.
So, I'll show you. You were talking about forced perspective earlier, and you called it, because if you thought the trailer was great, look at the poster.
What?
With the publicity photos of Dean Cain and Tara Reid lording over us. At no point does the talking hedgehog ride a horse, but I'm admiring the perspective of the fact that that girl has to be 10 feet tall. A magical good time is attributed to no one, because no one would ever say that Andy the Talking Hedgehog is a magical good time.
I thought that was the name of the horse.
It actually does have a number of things in common with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Not just, of course, that it's got a talking hedgehog in it, but I will...
Does it have an insanely rabid fan base?
Andy the Talking Hedgehog? I hope to God it does.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Andy. And right now, I'm being kidnapped by this total jerk. Okay, hold this thought. We'll get back to my kidnapping later.
This isn't real. There's no way this is real.
Whoa, let's take it back. Let's not get ahead of ourselves,
I'm wondering how I got here. This may be the Room of Talking Hedgehog movies. Of which there is only 2 altogether, but...
The reason why the hedgehog starts talking is the little girl is playing outside with Andy, her pet hedgehog, until she starts hearing a voice from the bushes, as if it's something from It. And then she goes and investigates this voice coming from the bushes, and it's Tara Reid standing there, who's the fairy best friend, or the BFF fairy, or something like that. It's just, Tara Reid is hanging out in the bushes and luring kids over and granting their wishes. Within the first 5 minutes, like, the girl, she's like, I'll grant you any wish you want, just because. And the little girl's like, I want my animals to talk. She's like, oh, is that all you want? Yeah, I want my animals to talk.
You stupid bitch! We could have had a cure for COVID!
This gets Tara Reid in trouble with like her boss, who I guess is supposed to be God in this movie, and her boss is like, you can't just go around making animals talk. You have to put a stop to this because it's going to like change the world forever and for the negative. It's going to be a huge destruction of things. So you really, really like exceeded your powers in making this hedgehog talk. And when this guy is describing this to Tara Reid, it's like every other scene with Tara Reid in this movie where she's trying to process the plot that is being described to her.
I did my job. I granted a wish.
You violated a 31A directive that forbids us from allowing flowers, animals, or birds to talk to people.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
do it to it again last time. Ribbit, you have no idea how that stings.
You know, when you watch it out of context, it's actually really a great movie.
You're right. I saw that look on her face. Just
Okay, so I'm gonna be a toad now. All right. I don't remember this being pitched to me necessarily.
why would God not just take her powers away?
Well, then she wouldn't.
Why
learn
does
it
she
less.
have a job? I mean,
I
God kicked Satan out of heaven, apparently.
every scene with her is like this, where she's kind of trying to process.
I've seen FMV video games from 1992 that look better than this.
You want to see a scene of her acting opposite the hedgehog?
No.
She seems even more confused.
No, actually, I don't.
The movie gets better. All these clips are going to get way better the more it goes on. All 10 of these that I pulled earlier.
Oh, God.
Scared me.
I scared you. This is our bathroom. Wait a second. Wait, where am I?
We're in Fairyland. The bathroom, but Fairyland sounds better. Sometimes you have to take responsibility and do the things that you don't want to do or don't feel like doing.
Oh, that's really deep.
It's not. Oh no, don't show the trailer again.
What is this? What is this?
I'll tell you what this is. It was my Tuesday.
I feel like this is the equivalent of what you said. What must it have been like to late one Christmas Eve stumble upon Miss Velma's most amazing Christmas? Like, what was it like to just stumble upon then this wonder as you stare at your TV at midnight? Just what is this?
The villains of the movie are
Who look like. They look like the Russian mail-order bride version of Marv and Harry from Home Alone.
it's the mail order Russian equivalent of the Three Stooges. They're doing Three Stooges impression. There's the black dude who's doing Curly.
Oh, I
and
didn't see
then
the black dude. Okay, I
there's
saw the
the,
Russian guy like with the.
But he speaks Spanish in it, I think.
Oh, is it Spanish? I couldn't tell by that trailer.
I think, so he's...
I'm
he's
American.
Mo.
He speaks foreign.
They couldn't afford a Larry, so it's not the Three Stooges. It's just the two. It's cutting to them trying to figure out how to use a ladder for like 10 minutes. And when the guy's on top of the ladder, that's when he looks in the window, sees that the hedgehog can talk. So here's your here's your Andy the Talking Hedgehog version of the Three Stooges.
Madonna mia! Booba! Rover! Gee, Rover, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Come on, get out of there! Get off of me! Gee, Rover, I'm sorry. I couldn't hold the ladder still.
Oh my god. So
Maybe Joe Besser wasn't
he's
so bad.
Is he Italian?
I think
then?
he's
Is it
yeah,
Mamma
seeing
Mia?
that again,
I like
he's
none of us got
Italian.
it right.
I
It's
know,
like,
we
I
were-
thought he was Russian. No,
I wasn't
he's
paying enough
Spanish.
attention to Andy the Talking Hedgehog.
Mamma Mia! That goes on for 10 minutes, huh?
Them setting up that ladder does. It goes on for a really long time.
I feel like this is like the equivalent of like in Airplane.
Yeah.
Whenever Robert Hayes is like talking and everybody just wants to kill themselves.
Yeah.
Like everybody ends up dead. Like I feel like at the end of this movie, like you had the lit match and the gasoline all over you, and you were just like.
I wish I could show you.
Laura comes in and there's just these feet dangling.
I'm used to Laura walking in when I'm just watching things like this and sitting there depressed. They had some bad, like, I'm like, well, I don't know how hard I want to come down on this, but like there's a lot of shots where they weren't expecting fog to be happening in a lot of scenes, and randomly it'll just be really foggy on some shots, and then on the reverse it might not be as foggy. But I was sitting there going like, well, I don't want to come down too hard on this movie for not being good at predicting the weather, considering what happened in another Cinema Snob movie. Like, oh, they had to deal with fog. That's fine. What was funny about the way the movie was made was I'm used to something this short using things like slow motion to pad out the running time, but in this, it doesn't look like it's intentional. It looks like when the movie didn't render right, so it looks like it's trying to buffer every other frame, and then
you just see this bar at the bottom of like just buffering.
Oh yeah,
like rendering. Like you see no, that would be amazing. Like all of a sudden, like the movie's running really slow, and you just see that it's like the full Adobe Premiere setup, like just with the little render bar and everything, and the whole rest of the movie's just like that.
Then it'll speed up. Like it has to, like the frames have to catch up to where the sound is. And again, this wasn't because of what I was watching it on or anything like that. I'm like, no, it was just the movie. The movie just didn't pass through like a second render, I guess. But it does do one thing to pad out the running time, where it'll show jokes twice.
That's my favorite part. Whiskers, can we play it again?
So when Doug edits his stuff, he'll do this thing, and it's a pet peeve for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw him under the bus here, but just because it reminds you of that. But he'll do this thing occasionally where he'll play the line from the movie and then comment on it, but then he'll play the line again with an extra joke. And I always hate that because it's essentially kind of repeating the joke twice. I'm like, why don't you do this where you don't have to repeat the same scene from the movie twice? And that's a big pet peeve of mine. That is so much worse. But it reminds me of that, and I'm like, I don't even like it, but like I'm throwing my own brother under the bus just to show you how much I hate that, and I'm like, this is 1,000 times worse. Like, it's not a good idea. What is this?
My favorite character in the movie, though, is because it's not just the hedgehog who can talk. She wishes for all animals to talk. So
Don't we all?
You want to see? Get ready for this, Lloyd. You want to see who else is in this movie?
No.
Hey, Bob, you forget something? I asked you if you forgot anything.
Yeah. Jerry, I'll have to call you back.
I'm in a talking cat movie.
Are you actually talking?
Yeah, I am talking.
I like how the second he started talking, Lloyd turned with this look on his face.
He heard his voice.
And just stared. Yeah. It's the worst Lloyd impression I've ever heard.
This is a terrible Lloyd impression. I do more than just sit down and make weird
He sounds
comments.
like a Godfather character. I want them motte.
I saw it and was like, it's a mockbuster of two things. It's a mockbuster of Sonic the Hedgehog and the voice that I give to Lloyd whenever I want to make Lloyd talk. To sound like the bitter old man who's living inside of him. Hey, buddy. Oh, it's Whiskers, by the way. His name is Whiskers. Andy the Talking Hedgehog. We named the hedgehog Andy. Who do we call the cat? I don't know. Whiskers. We already spent too much time thinking of the hedgehog's name. It's the cat that's like orchestrating the two crooks to kidnap Andy the Talking Hedgehog. Because at first the guys see the talking cat and they're like, oh, we could get rich. And the cat's like, no, don't kidnap me, kidnap the hedgehog. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess we'll kidnap the hedgehog now.
I guess we'll listen to the talking cat. Why not both?
But they give, here was actually my favorite part of the movie, they give the cat a tragic backstory. As if it's like, as if Whiskers the cat has his own, like, Toy Story 2, like, Joan Cusack tragic backstory. This has led us to this moment of Whiskers the cat.
Please tell me there's a Randy Newman Oscar bait song attached to that story.
No, there's... God, I wish that there was, because it's the same piano score that goes over the entirety of the movie. I don't know if you've noticed that so far.
Got a friend in me.
You put a bowl of food in front of us,
It didn't matter to me what was in it. We cuddled together every day, playing. One day, she didn't come home. She'd been truckered. Flattened, smushed. Sooner or later, the truck comes for all of us.
Sooner or later, the truck comes for all of us. He lost his mate, who was killed by a truck, apparently. That's why he's really angry.
In the Zen tradition,
yeah,
they have this word called satori. When you are faced with an impossible situation and you suddenly see through everything beyond all concepts and reason and just into the very nature of the universe itself, and it stuns you into absolute silence. I'm saying they should show this in Zen temples.
The person who had the easiest job in this entire movie was Dean Cain.
Giving me allergies.
Was Dean Cain? Oh, they were thinking of that too.
I'm allergic to this movie.
They had shaved cats in this movie. So Dean Cain has the easiest job in this movie. Dean Cain's kind of great in this film because it's one of those like inspiring, not give a crap performances where when all this stuff's going on.
So he knows.
He knows. In the first act of this movie, he's just kind of sitting there playing on his phone, and yeah, it's supposed to be like, oh, Dad, you know, he's obsessed with business or whatever, and he's not paying attention to the girl and her hedgehog. But it really just comes across like Dean Cain is A, shot completely separately than anyone in the opening scene, and also really kind of just wants to play on his phone.
What's my motivation? The sooner you're done, the sooner you can see the bottom of a bottle of whiskey.
Can I get some potato chips and just sit on the couch? Yes, because that's what he does throughout the entire second half of this movie. When he sees that the animals are talking, he has a mental breakdown, like quits his job, thinks he's going insane, and just sits on the couch and in the kitchen through the rest of the movie, just eating potato chips and barking like a dog.
Bob, talk to me. No, Bob, talk to me, dear. Don't bark. Stop it. Roll over.
Maybe he's having fun. He just has to sit and eat potato chips for his maybe one day.
He looked like a guy having a mental breakdown. Not since Tom Hardy in Capone.
not since God was trying to explain the plot of this to Tara Reid has there been a simultaneous mental breakdown going on film. So when it actually catches up to what it showed at the beginning of the movie, where the hedgehog's like, whoa, let's go back to the beginning. When it catches up to that, it's like the last minute of the movie. It's like the last minute of the movie when it finally catches up to that, and Dean Cain sees them and jumps into action, and again, reminds you could have been watching Lois and Clark this entire time. Oh no! Did it render without sound? Oh, okay, thank you, thank God. The sound finally kicked on.
It sure is a good thing that Lily has a super dad to come rescue me.
'Cause he's Superman.
Dum 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 super lame. No Superman should have moves. I'm just saying.
Well,
I would never be a good Superman. Like that's not gonna happen. And Dean Cain right now, not feeling it.
Well, I wasn't able to show you the part where he looks right at the camera at the end of it and just says, maybe this is a figment of my imagination. Wink. Oh my God.
He looks like one of those, like, Sports Illustrated ads, you know, where you got the girls in the swimsuit running, bosoms heaving. That's what it looks like.
You're close, because I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if you could see it in that shot, but there were cheerleaders behind him.
I can't
cheering him on as he tackles the criminals.
Oh, buddy, no.
This was awful.
Here's the thing. I'm only gonna give it. Come on, Lloyd. God, giant trash panda.
I'm his trash panda, buddy, and don't you forget it. I used my royalties for this movie to buy tons of butter.
I am going to give this movie, surprisingly, only a 5 out of 10 talking cats. Because when it is all said and done, I think it ruined your day way more.
Yeah, I know. You already had a bad day. You were watching Lion King.
And that pleases me. It really does. Also, I achieved enlightenment watching it. So, that's why I can only give it a 5. It is not the worst. It did not ruin my day. It ruined your day, and therefore it made mine.
Yeah, right. These movies exist, to make your day better. I don't know what the title of this show is.
I know, right? No, there's a couple you told me where I'm like, no, that really ruined my day. But this one, no, because you just you paid the price for it. So
yeah,
I would subject my wife to it, but I don't want to go through those divorce proceedings. So we're very financially comfortable where we are right now.
All right. We'll see you next time when I'm sure it'll be another terrible animal movie. Remember to kidnap the hedgehog. And kidnap the hedgehog. Bye.
See ya.
Fuck.